Hey guys, welcome back to Fefe's World. It's your girl Fee, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make red pea soup. But before we get into the video, guys, if you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to like this video. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is to clean our meat. And for this soup, I'm going to use 2 meats. So normally people use like 2-3 meats, but today I'm just going to use 2 types of meats. I'm using pig's tail, and also I'm going to use beef. So pig's tail for me is like the best thing in red pea soup. I love pig's tail in red pea soup, but if you don't eat pig's tail, it's fine. You can use chicken foot, you can use chicken, you can use beef, you can use pork. Pick your own poison, but I'm using pig's tail. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up my pig's tail, as you can see. And also I'm going to scald my pig's tail because pig's tail, they're normally salty. So guys, my next step, I'm just going to go ahead and cook my peas. Normally I use the red kidney peas to cook my soup. However, I didn't have any at home, so I'm just using what I have. I'm going to add some scallion, some thyme, garlic, and pimento to my peas while it's cooking, so it can give the peas that nice flavor. At this point, my pig's tail was long way ahead scald, so I'm just going to remove it from the flame. As you can see how white the water is, it's just because of all the salt that was coming from the pig's tail. And the fat, of course, to give it that white color. So after I drain that water from the pig's tail, I'm just going to add some fresh water to it. And this water is what I'm going to use to finish cook the pig's tail and also cook my beef. So what I normally do is to add some herb to my meat. Especially I'm using the pig's tail, just the pig's tail and herb, because the pig's tail already have the salt to it, so I don't want to add any more seasoning to it more than just some fresh herbs. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Not a lot, and it's a reason why I'm not adding a lot of herb to my soup. You'll see in the video. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and test my peas to see if they are cooked. And guys, this is how I normally test my peas. So I take the peas from the pot and then I allow the ear to touch it. You can see that the skin is coming off of the flesh of the peas, and then, you know, that's how I test it to see if it's cooked. Normally when it does that, you know that it's cooked or it's almost cooked. So guys, now I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off the flame from under my meat, because at this point I don't want to overcook my beef, especially because you know that when you overcook your beef, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna be rubbery or trashy, and I don't like my beef like that. So I turn off the flame, and what I'm going to do now is to pour the meat onto the peas. So guys, there's one thing that I truly love about making soup is that we can get a chance to use all of the Caribbean food groups. So thus far we have used legume, we also used food from animals, which is our meat, and now we're going to use staple. So for the staple, we're going to use flour and cornmeal, because for me, if flour is not, or what we call dumpling, when it's cooked it's called dumpling, if dumpling is not in soup, I don't enjoy it. So I always make sure I have some dumpling in my soup. So now we're gonna go ahead and make our dumplings. So this is exactly how you want your dough to look like when you're making your dumpling, or you're making your flour for your dumpling. So we have 2 ways that we normally do. We make spinners, That's what we call spinners, when you just roll them in your hand. And then this one is just normal flour. I don't know if there's a name for this one, but the right way for soup though, it's called spinners. And this is the spinners that we're going to put in our soup. So I like spinners in my soup, so I always put spinners in my soup. So after you add all of your flour to your pot, what you want to do is to just go ahead and stir it. If you don't do this, what's going to happen is that they're going to stick to the bottom of the pot, and you don't want that to happen. So just make sure that you go ahead and stir the pot first, okay? So now I'm just going to add my yellow yam. As you can see that my yam is oxidized. And guys, there's a reason for this. These yams aren't organically grown. So what happened is that they start to oxidize as soon as I cut them. And I did put them in water. But I normally cut my yam and all my ground provision very small when I'm making my soup. Is that I like bite size in my soup. That's my own preference. You don't have to do it like this. You can cut them into the sizes that you prefer. However, I like bite sizes, so I normally cut them really small when I'm making my soup. Now I'm just going to add some potato. I'm using two types of potatoes. I am using the yellow potato, which is like the butter potato, and I'm also using the white potato. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm using both of them. So yes, the same time that I add my yam and my potato, I'm just going to go in with my corn. Because of how small I cut my yam and my potato, it won't take a long time for the corn and also the yam and potato to cook. So I'm just adding everything in the pot all at once. And that's something too that I love about making soup, is that you just dunk everything in the pot and it just cook. You don't really have to spend a lot of time over the stove to cook soup. I love soup and I love to cook soup. So guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and blend my seasoning to add to my soup. So normally I use a Maggi and also a Grace Soup It Up. I didn't have any Maggi at home, so I'm just using the Grace Soup It Up. I'm using a pumpkin, and I'm also just using the natural Soup It Up flavor. I'm going to add some scotch bonnet pepper, some thyme, scallion, some garlic, and also some pimento. So the first thing you want to do is to add your coconut. So we normally put some coconut milk in our soup, or red pea soup, that is. And then we're going to go ahead and add our Soup It Up. As I said, I'm using the normal or the original, that's the right word to use, the original Soup It Up. And I'm also using the pumpkin flavor Soup It Up. You don't have to use a pumpkin flavor, because you're probably thinking like, why would you add pumpkin to your red pea soup? It give it a really nice flavor. No, we're working for the flavor. It's not the look that we're working for anymore. No, it's just the flavor. And the pumpkin really give it a really nice flavor, the pumpkin Soup It Up. So after you add all your seasoning to your blender, you want to go ahead and blend, of course. But before we do that, we want to play around our scotch bonnet pepper. So the scotch bonnet pepper is really spicy. So if you don't like a lot of pepper in your soup, you want to cut around your scotch bonnet pepper. Probably just cut a little piece and put in it. I didn't want my soup to be spicy. I just wanted to have flavor. So because of that, I'm just using a little piece of pepper. And trust me, when I say a little piece, that's a little piece for me. Like, we barely taste the pepper in the pot. So yes, so you're just gonna go ahead and blend up all your seasoning. And when you finish blending your seasoning, it should look something like this, smooth. So you just want to go ahead and pour that liquid into your soup. And of course, it's gonna change the color. And remember, I didn't have the kidney red bean from day one, so you're gonna know that it's gonna change the color of the soup. But once it starts boiling, it's gonna get back its pretty red color. It's not gonna be as beautiful as the normal one, but it will be good. But that's something you really want to try though, like to blend up all the seasoning. Trust me guys, it makes the soup so good. Like, you can taste the flavor all over the soup. Like, in every bite there's a flavor. So you probably just want to try that. So after I add all my seasoning to my soup, I'm just gonna go ahead and add my carrots. And I'm just going to allow that to cook for roughly 5 minutes because I don't want to overcook my carrots, because I actually want a little crunchy texture to my carrots, so I'm not gonna overcook them. So this is my finished product, guys. This is how my soup is looking. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video to the end. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share it with a friend or family, whoever will appreciate this video. Please to share my video, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not yet a subscriber. And thank you so much again for watching my video to the end, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.